Yeah, good morning, all of you. Today we are going to discuss about the very important order, that is Hymenoptera. Yesterday we tried to understand about the important characteristic features of the insects which are coming under the order Hymenoptera. We tried to understand the general characters and also the taxonomic features. And most importantly, we had some discussion on a few important points such as why it is called Hymenoptera, because the wings, the both forewings and also hind wings, both pairs of the wings are having very important character that's called hymen-like, like membranous wings. Both forewings and also hind wings are membranous wings. The forewings are comparatively bigger in size and the hind wings are smaller. And the wing venation as well is totally reduced. However, it can have some wings, but generally it has got a reduced wing venation. And another important feature is that most of the insects under Hymenoptera are very useful for the human. They are farmer friendly because some of them are really parasitic in nature, parasitic on other insects, parasitoids we call them as. And also another important feature is they have a social life. It means there is a division of the labor. The insects are classified based on the work they do, but however they live together. That's the reason we call them as a social insects. And also another important feature is that they have a chewing and lapping kind of mouth parts, and the typical example is honeybee. They have a very well developed mandibles. And the common insects under Hymenoptera are wasps, bees, and honeybees, and even the ants. Another important characteristic feature is very specific for the Hymenopterans, that you will find a constriction between the thoracic segments and also abdominal segments. The first abdominal segments is closely attached to the thoracic segments, and the thorax look like 4 segmented, but actually 3 segmented. The fourth one is actually the first abdominal segment. And that's first abdominal segments which attaches closely to the thoracic region is called perpodium. And the second abdominal segments looks like a pedicel or some kind of thread-like structure. And the remaining abdominal segments together we call them as a gaster. So the legs are normal, they are used for the walking, whereas in honeybee the legs are modified for various purposes. The first pair of legs in the honeybee is used for the antennal cleaning that we have seen in the previous video. And another important feature is that as most of these insects are parasitic in nature, the larvae will not have any legs because it lives inside another insects. They are important parasites. They live on pupae, they live on eggs, they live on adults, they live on immature larvae of these coleopterans and lepidopterans. They also eat eggs. It means they lay eggs inside the eggs. It means their life cycle is only the adult live freely, whereas the immature larva lives inside another insect because it's a parasitoid. So with this background, And the other day we also had a discussion about few important families as well. And today we are going to discuss about other important families. As it is very clear that they have a very well developed mandibles and chewing and lapping kind of mouth parts. And the wings we had a discussion. Most important point is abdomen, the propodium, petiole or the pedicel and the gaster. And the ovipositor is very, very well developed. Sometimes the ovipositor is as long as the body and sometimes double the size of the body. And we also had a discussion the other day on the important characters of the insects coming under the family Tenthridinidae. We call them as sawflies. I told you that this is the only family which is phytophagous in nature, whereas all other families in the order Hymenoptera are extremely useful for the farmers and they are parasitic in nature and some are productive in nature. But this is the only family which is phytophagous because the larvae is very, very special. And the larvae look like a Lepidopteran larvae. The difference between the Lepidopteran larvae, usually will they have a prolex, that we call them as abdominal legs on third, fourth, fifth, sixth and the last, whereas in this case, they have a 6 pairs of the prolex. Look like a Lepidopteran, you can see in this picture. They are highly phytophagous and the most important pest is mustard sawfly Athalia lucens proxima. And the second one is Ichneumonidae. Here the most important characteristic feature you should remember, the petiole. The petiole is usually curved and the trochanter is two segmented. The most important, you can immediately identify these ichneumonids. They are very small flies actually, but however you can easily recognize them with this curved petiole. That's very, very important feature. And they are also larval and pupal parasitoids. They are very useful. They are naturally available in the field, but however, the scientists also rear these insects in large quantities in releasing in the fields. And the third one is Braconidae. Braconids. This picture you can see very clearly. I think this is the one you can commonly see whenever you go to the field, whenever you go to the backyard plants. Probably some of the larvae will have this kind of smaller pupae, which are protruded outside from the body. And these pupae are braconid pupae. Braconids, they are also very useful. They have a very, very bigger ovipositor. And you can see in this picture how these braconids are laying eggs inside the aphid, laying the eggs inside the larva. And also with a longer ovipositor, how very nicely they actually insert the ovipositor inside the holes of the trees. And there is a larva inside and they try to insert the ovipositor and try to find out the larva and then they lay the eggs inside the larva. And this is very commonly seen picture. All these pupae are braconid pupae. They are the parasitoid wasps and one of the richest families of the insects. Large number of species under this family. In some cases, they actually, because of their action inserting the ovipositor, the host become sterile and less active. And they are actually primary parasitoids, especially on larval stages of Coleoptera, larvae of Diptera, larvae of Lepidoptera, and also like aphids, hemimetabolous insects like aphids. There are many two smaller wasps but they have a very, very bigger ovipositor. And the pupation is in a silken cocoon on the outside the host. You have seen in the previous picture that the pupation is always outside the host. They are the parasitoid wasps, the brachyonids. Most like 1.5 lakh species are there in this very, very smaller wasps, very, very smaller insects. They are the primary parasitoids and they parasitize the larval stages of Coleoptera, Diptera, Lepidoptera, and also hematobolous insects like aphids. Most species kills their host, but however, in some cases, because they insert the ovipositor and based on that action, the host becomes sterile sometimes, and in some, the host becomes less active. They are very, very useful insects. They're extremely useful, and these brachyonids are very popular for control of some of these larvae in the field. They pupate in the silken cocoon and outside the host. The ovipositor is very, very well done. It's very, very big. Now you can see here, the BRCA inhibitor is very popular and how it is actually trying to insert the ovipositor in the larva. And these are some of the important brachyonids like Epenthelis flavipes, Epenthelis glomerata, and BRCA inhibitors. These are very, very popular. You can see here how it is trying to insert the ovipositor into the larva. And another important family is chalcids, chalcid flies. They are also very, very smaller in size, medium to small size. But the most important taxonomic feature you should never forget is the hind coxa. You can see here the hind coxa. The hind coxa is almost like 5 to 6 times larger than the fore coxa. Very big. This is the important characteristic feature how you can recognize these chalcid flies. And also hind tibial spurs are larger and hind femora is larger, and it means the hind legs, they are very, very larger in size. And wing venation is totally reduced. You can see here, there is no wing venation at all. And the ovipositor, you can see here, the ovipositor is shorter and straight. And the most important for the farmer's purpose, most important is Trichogrammatidae. Trichogrammatids are the egg parasitoids. You can see here, this is the egg of the Helicoverpa armigera, and how nicely this trichogramma is inserting the ovipositor inside the egg. They are very popular among the farmers, and farmers actually they release these trichogramma eggs in the field so that the trichogramma which is coming out of the eggs, they look for the eggs of the Lepidoptera, they look for the eggs of Coleoptera, and they try to lay the eggs inside the egg of the pest so that these trichogrammatids are very, very farmer friendly, very, very useful. And the farmers are using these trichocards and small cards which are having the trichogramma eggs will be stapled on the trees and the plants for the management of these lepidopteran pests. They are the very, very small wasps, very, very small wasps, economically very, very important family. Remember, this is the one which is very, very popular in the entire world. And many of the small scale farmers, many of the small scale entrepreneurs are also rearing these insects in a larger quantity. Very easy to rear them. And they sell these trichogramma eggs to the farmers. They are strictly egg parasitoids. They simply live on the eggs of the Lepidoptera and all the holometabolous orders. this is the one which has received the most attention from the applied entomology because these trichocards are very popular. Trichocards are very economically useful, and the farmers are actually using these trichocards in the farm for the management of Lepidopteran. If you kill the eggs, it is the better, so that the larvae will not be hatched from the egg. So that at the early stage itself, you can kill the pest. So by releasing this trichogramma, you can as well manage the Lepidopteran pest in the field. This is very, very popular, very, very popular. This is the one of the most widely used parasitoid on the earth. And most importantly, for the biological control. They are very, very strong flyers. They are very, very strong flyers. Forewings, you can see, the forewings are somewhat stubby and paddle shape. You can see here in the forewings, they have some kind of fringe setae around the outer margin. Very, very small fly actually. Males of some of these species are wingless. Wing venation is highly reduced. They are very, very small flies. They can't fly too much longer distances, but they can fly shorter distances. They're not very, very strong flyers like other insects. The tarsi is three-segmented, and that is the character which differentiates from other families. I have a small video as far as the trichogramma, and you can see this video. Just a minute, hold on. So in this, you can see the trichogramma. So this is the egg. This is the egg of a Lepidoptera butterfly. And these trichogramma, they're not very strong flyers, but you can see here, this is the one. And this trichogramma is trying to look for the eggs of Lepidoptera. It can identify the egg. So it is trying to looking for the egg of Lepidoptera to lay the eggs inside the egg. And this actually trying to inspect the entire plant, find the eggs. Eggs. Somebody laid the eggs inside the fresh one. So here it's actually trying to identify. Whether someone the egg. So when suitable egg is formed, female will trying to lay the egg. So this is the egg of Lepidoptera. And then see, this is the head is very big. And it's trying to insert the ovipositor. It's trying to insert the ovipositor to lay the eggs inside the egg of a Lepidoptera. And actually it is, this is very fastly moving to find out the eggs in on the plant. And then most importantly, it will not lay the eggs on the egg which is already having the trichogramma egg. This is the fresh one actually. The female of the butterfly laid the fresh egg, and You can see here the trichogramma is actually trying to move. Yeah, it's actually checking whether something is there inside or not. Maybe some other trichogramma, her friend must have laid the eggs. So just to check. If nothing is there, if it is a fresh egg, then it will try to insert the ovipositor. Then it will lay the one egg. So as you can see here, it's actually trying to insert the ovipositor and then it will lay the egg. They are very, very brilliant insects, but at the same time, they are very, very sensitive to the pesticides. That's the reason you should be very careful. When you release this trichogramma, see that the pesticides are not applied. Like any other insect, this insect also will die. So that's a very, very important characteristic feature. And this is actually trying to find out. Yeah, you can see here, this is actually inserting the ovipositor and laying the eggs. So once it lays the eggs, then it goes away, then after some time. So you can see here, yes, you can see here, this egg, the trichogramma inside, the trichogramma egg will be hatched into the larva feeds on the egg inside, then after completing the pupal stage, then again the adult will come out. So entire life cycle, like larva, pupa will be inside the egg of another insect, though adult is coming out. Adult is coming out. That's how the entire life cycle of the trichogramma goes, and very, very important. Then we will move on to the last one, is Epidae, honeybees. They are very popular, you know very well. On a daily basis, you will see a lot of honeybees. This is also economically very, very important family. They are the productive insects because the product prepared by these honeybees are being used by the humans. So the entire body is, you can see here, the entire body is covered with the plumose hairs. Entire body is covered with hairs. The mouth parts are chewing and lapping type. The mandibles are very, very well developed and they are suitable for crushing and shaping the wax for building the combs. They have a specialized legs and all the three pairs, forelegs, mid legs and the hind legs, they are modified for various purposes. They are the social insects. So it means there are discrimination among the insects based on the work they do, like division of the labor, like they have a queen, drones and workers. The common Indian honeybee is Apis indica. So the entire body is having a plumose hairs. The mouth parts are chewing and lapping, and the three pairs of legs are modified for various purposes. And they are the social insects with the three castes like queen, drones and workers. So friends, with this we have completed the order Hymenoptera. Very important. Though the lips very small except the honeybee, and all other hymenopterans are really very, very small, wasp kind of things, but they're extremely useful, especially the ichneumonids and also Trichogrammatica. Trichogramma is extremely important for the purpose of pest management. The biological control, the most important, most widely used biological control agent in the world. So with this, we complete the order Hymenoptera, and again in the next class, we will meet to discuss about another important order, Diptera. Di means two, ptera means wings. Only one pair of wings. The other pair is modified as halteres. You don't see them. Thank you very much and see you again. Bye-bye.